Before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications so you will not miss a future video.
Welcome to the channel, The Tech Piano Player Kid.
A black background with white text that reads The Tech Piano Player Kid displays on the screen with the same text written to the right in Braille. What is up, everyone? The Tech Piano Player Kid here, and today we're going to be looking at iOS 18, and I already had this installed on my iPhone 15 Pro. The update was around, about just a little bit over 7 gigabytes. And first of all, it runs pretty good. Battery life is okay. It's not the best, but it's running okay. Battery capacity went down to 92% on my iPhone. It was at 95-ish. And the heat is okay as well when you're not using it, but when you are using it, it does get warm a little bit, but not too quickly. So I expect that would be fixed later on as more public betas come out. As for new features, there are quite a few, at least the ones I think are pretty cool.
8:52 p.m.
So let's get into it.
iPhone folder, characters, words, speaking rate 65%, 60% words.
So the first one is something called where you can send a message later.
Education folder, iPhone folder.
So let me go into that and show you.
Messages, 108, Peyton, unread, pinned. Your iMessage, audio, show, kept 8, kept 8, verticals, kept 8.
So I have a friend here. I'm going to go ahead and add a message here.
Apps button.
So I'm going to go look in here.
App sticker, photos, camera, send later.
And there's a button here
Available.
that says send later. So if I double tap this.
Message, text field, is editing, send later, insertion, portents.
So then I can say something like, hope that answered your question.
Inserted, hope that answered your question. Message, text, send button. Tomorrow 9 a.m. button.
So here
available.
we have here it says tomorrow at 9 a.m. So if I double tap that.
One message, hope 9 o'clock, selected, Thursday, July 8th.
I can change that.
Today.
To today.
8 o'clock, selected, picker item, adjust 8:57 p.m., 58 minutes, select 8 o'clock, selected, 5 p.m., selected, 8:57 p.m., send button, send message,
and then
send, dictate button.
You have that. So as you can tell, it did that a little boop, 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 boop noise. So that's pretty cool. Now, obviously for me, I have that send later at the very top. What for you, most iPhone users, you go to the app thing and then click on more, and then you can find the send later thing, and then for voiceover users, you would double tap and hold and then drag it upward to where you want it to be. For sighted users, you just press and hold and then drag it to where you want it to go and then lift up.
Message books.
Our next thing here
books, help, wall settings.
is something called RCS messaging. RCS messaging, I'm not sure what RCS means, but basically if you text to an Android device that supports RCS, it will let you send that as a text message through SMS, and it will actually tell you that someone read something. So for me, it was not turned on, but if you go to settings,
camera button, notes, focus, app, wallet and apps button,
and then apps,
select search field,
and then you have this new thing here where you can search by letter. You can go to the little scroll thing on the side here, or click on the search. I'll do that. Type in messages.
Messages button.
Double tap.
Allow shared with you on button.
And at the very bottom,
voices, headings, sounds,
on the heading of
text messaging, heading.
Text messaging.
Messages, RCS messaging button.
You have something called RCS messaging. Go into that.
Turn on our YouTube switch button on.
And then here you have your SIM lines. For me, I have 2. So I turn it on for my YouTube and for my primary. For yours, it might be different, but regardless, you need to turn it on for that line. So I have it on for my primary and for my YouTube line.
Set it, books, app store.
Now we have something new. Voice Memos has an update. I think it's pretty major, where you would actually have a option to have stereo recordings.
iBooks, health, wallet, settings.
So let's go into settings.
Camera button. Page, faceID, apps button.
Back to apps.
Search.
I'm going to type in voice memo or just memos.
Voice memos.
Voice memos.
Stereo recording. Switch button on.
And you have
messages,
that.
Now.
And by default, it's off.
Look, stereo recording. Switch button off.
So I'm going to go to voice memos. Open voice memo.
Settings. New record. Vertical. Record button.
All right, I'm going to record, and then we'll do that, and then you can hear the other one. So here's in mono.
Stop button.
This is a test recording using the iPhone 15 Pro microphone in mono. So there we go.
New recording 100. Delete. New record. Delete. Play. Rewind. Play button.
So we'll
Speech off.
play it. This is a test recording using the iPhone 15 Pro microphone in mono. All right, there we go.
Speech. Rewind. Track. Track. Visit. Test. Delete. New. Delete button. Delete.
And now
Vertical scroll bar. Hallelujah. Stereo recording. Switch.
And now we'll go back to stereo recording.
On.
Turn that on.
Record button. Record button.
Record again.
Speech off.
And now this is a test recording on my iPhone 15 Pro using stereo recording. So I'm going to talk into the microphone on the back of the camera and on the bottom microphone next to the charger on the, I think it's on the left-hand side, but there you go. And then I put it like this, sort of called center-ish. I will try to keep it centered here. And so that's basically what stereo recording is. There we go.
Speech. Track position. More. Track. More. Track. Replay button.
And we'll
Speech
play it
off.
now. And now this is a test recording on my iPhone 15 Pro using stereo recording. So I'm going to talk into the microphone on the back of the camera and on the bottom microphone next to the charger on the, I think it's on the left-hand side, but there you go. And then I put it like this, sort of called center-ish. I will try to keep it centered here. And so that's basically what stereo recording is. And there you go. Pretty awesome.
Speech off. Track. Visit. Edit. Rewind. Play. Test. Delete button. Delete. Voice memo. Home settings.
Now,
Speech off.
there's another update. It's not available yet, but there's something called call recording. I'm not sure how this will work, but apparently you can do call recording. So they have to figure out how that will work with Apple because there's different regulations and stuff for different countries. So they'll have to figure out how that will work once that gets implemented. But that is coming, I believe. The setting called Apple, the setting where it says Apple ID, that's been changed to Apple account. So just something slight change there, but that's it. There's been a security risk here. I've heard this from Zolotech. His stuff is very reliable. I highly recommend that you check him out. That's Zolotech. There's no spaces. But he mentioned that in a few videos back that he said that there's been something with a concern of spyware attacks, not for all users, but for some users, like for journalists and stuff like this. So if you are suspicious and you are thinking that you've been attacked, usually I think Apple will notify you about that, but you can go into settings and privacy and security and then lockdown mode, and then it will tell you, hey, this will not be available for some things here until you turn it back off. So you'll turn it on, and then that will help until that gets resolved. There's another option here. Oops.
News folder. 16. Education for iPhone folder. 16.
Where you can require Face ID,
iPhone,
Face ID for certain apps. So, for example, let's say I want to require Face ID for my messages.
Messages. 100.
So I'm going to go and double tap here and hold.
Remove app button. Require edit home screen page. Require Face ID button.
And that's going to require Face ID here. So I'm going to double tap.
Dismiss alert. Require Face ID for messages.
And it's basically asking, are you sure?
This app will require Face ID button.
And click on
Cancel.
there's cancel or require Face ID. I'm going to click on require.
Require alert. Face ID authenticated. Messages.
And basically it wanted me to authenticate to confirm.
Messages. 100.
And now if I go into messages now,
Alert. Face ID required. User authentication. Face ID authenticated.
and there we go.
Message. iMessage.
So now every time I want that, it's going to require Face
Message
ID.
apps. Closing iPhone. Heading. Settings. Settings. Active. Close. Messages. 1.
But if I want to take that off,
Messages.
I can do so. So again, the same concept.
Dismiss context menu. But remove app. But don't require Face ID.
Don't require Face ID.
Face ID off. Messages. Now. Face ID authenticated.
And there we go.
Messages. Group.
So that's that. Accessibility has also gotten a change.
iTunes Store. Books. Help. Wall. Settings. Display and home screen and page 3. Games and
Oops.
page home screen. Search Siri. Wallpaper. Action. General. Accessibility button. Accessibility heading.
The settings have all gotten changes now where it just basically has a little
Messages.
description of each settings screen. Basically, it just tells you the accessibility. Basically says, change voiceover settings, vision, and something like that.
iPhone and accessibility.
Sorry, getting a lot of messages, guys.
Accessibility. Vision. Heading. Voiceover.
So in voiceover,
Voiceover tutorial button. Voiceover practice tip. Live speaking rate. Speaking rate. Speech button.
under speech,
Primary voice. Add rotor voice. Additional rotor. Noel. English. United
double
States.
tap on the voice
Noel.
that you have it on.
Timbre. 100.
And then you can change a couple of things here. I believe that's already been there, but if it's not, that's new.
Sentence pause. 2. Adjustable.
You can change the sentence pause,
Audio equalizer button.
the equalizer,
Audio effects. Heading. Reset voice settings.
and then you can also reset the voice settings.
Noel. English. App switcher. Setting. Books.
Back into messages,
Message.
we have another
Message,
thing.
Apps button. Today 10. Your iMessage. Hi, how are you? 104. Tap back.
And if for the reactions, they apparently call this tap back now. I don't know why they did that, but it's the same thing as reactions. If you go into that. Uh-oh.
Add custom.
There we go.
Heart button.
You have now, again, the heart,
Thumbs up button.
thumbs up,
Thumbs down.
thumbs down,
Haha button.
the haha emoji, or basically laughing,
Exclamation mark. Button.
exclamation mark to emphasize,
Question mark button.
question mark if you're confused,
Face with tears of joy button.
a face with tears of joy. These are newer.
Thumbs up button.
A thumbs up,
Face with thumbs up button. Face rolling on the floor laughing button.
face with a face on the floor
Message
laughing
received.
emoji,
Clapping hands button.
clapping hands,
Message balloon button.
a balloon,
Chocolate bar button.
chocolate bar,
Add custom emoji reaction button.
and then you have a custom emoji reaction.
Add custom emoji.
So that's really cool. You can actually customize these now. So that's really awesome. All right. So now we're going to do this.
5:32 p.m.
There's a new feature that
Simple commands.
is something
Simple commands. Zoiper.
something small, but relatively new, I guess. I'm going to turn my voiceover up here. You guys can hear it.
Zoiper.
Okay. The first one is with voiceover. Very small, but something cool, I think. So right now I'm going to turn voiceover off by pressing the lock button 3 times.
Voiceover off.
And now voiceover is off. Now when we turn it on, you won't be able to hear this, but you'll be able to feel it.
Voiceover on.
It's a very small haptic feedback, just to let you know, hey, voiceover is actually turned on. You're good to go. So I think that's pretty cool. Another thing is where you can hide an app or require Face ID. So maybe this is something that you would need. So maybe you don't want people looking at your conversations because, for private stuff, or maybe you want to keep your kids out of it, or altogether, you don't want them to see the app at all. Now, this doesn't work with every app, as far as I know, but we can do this with one of my apps I have on here.
Xanagrams.
So for demonstration purposes, I'm going to do the Xanagrams app. So I'm going to do double tap and hold for voiceover users.
Dismiss context. Edit home. Share app. Require Face ID.
And we want to click on require Face ID.
Alert. Require Face ID for Xanagrams.
So that's asking, are you sure about this?
This app will require Face ID or your passcode to open or show content in other apps. App content will not appear in notification previews or spotlight. Require Face ID button.
So now we have require Face ID or
Hide and require Face ID.
hide and require Face ID. So remember I told you about the requiring Face ID? Well, now we have another option here in this app, for instance, to hide and require Face ID. So I'm going to do a double tap, and then it will authenticate with my Face ID just to confirm.
Alert. Face ID authenticated.
There we go.
Hide Xanagrams. This app will no longer be visible.
And basically it's saying, are you sure? We'll get any notifications or phone calls or whatever when this is in the state.
Hide app
I'm
button.
going to click on hide app.
Search. Page.
It's gone. Nowhere to be seen. Now, to find it, we need to go to the app library.
Page 3 of 3. Showing app library.
On the very bottom here, I'm going to tap with my finger towards the bottom.
Other fold hidden.
Not quite towards the bottom, but it's near towards the bottom until you hear hidden. So you can't swipe.
Be my eyes. My queue. Other fold. Search. Page doc. Search. Other folder. 18 apps.
See, it won't work. I have to tap on it.
Hidden.
There it is, hidden.
Face ID authenticating. Try again. Alert.
Oops.
Try Face ID again. Try Face ID
There it goes.
authenticated.
So now it's authenticated. Now it's showing up.
Hidden. Xanagrams.
Now
Other. Hidden. Xanagrams.
I can do a double tap and hold.
Dismiss con. Add to share app button. Add to home screen button.
And what we can do now is add to home screen.
Add to alert. Cancel. But unhide app button.
Now it's going to unhide app.
Unhide app button.
It's going to basically say, hey, are you sure?
This app will be visible again on your home screen. Unhide app
And
button.
click on unhide app.
Speak in iCloud.
Now it didn't require Face ID for some reason. That's interesting.
Passwords.
But no, actually you don't have to do that, I think, because you already had it go into the hidden folder and it's there. So now if we go back.
Hammond search page 1 of 3. Adjust page to page. Passwords. Feedback. Easy shift. Bond. Unwrap. Amp. Tuner. Student. User. Product. SP. Police. Bible. Metasafe.
So it didn't put it where it should have been last time.
Mumble. NY. Xanagrams.
So that's just something you need to know. So remember which folder it was in or what page it was on, and you can put it back. So I'm going to do that right now.
Edit mode. Started editing. Mumble is editing. Xanagrams is editing.
So double tap and hold.
Action. Icon approaching border. Row 6. Column 4. Icon approaching border. Icon approaching off productivity folder. Row 5. Column 4. Icon approaching off NYT games. Icon approaching border. Row off secure volunteer. Row 4. Column 4. Off Libby.
And you know
off
what?
Mumble. Row 6. Column 4. Xanagrams is editing. Stop editing. Delete. Drag Xanagrams.
There we go. Drag. Sorry. Drag.
Simple commands is editing. Page 3 of 4. Option. Passwords is editing.
And then
Proton drive.
I think
was editing.
it was up here near.
Cancelled. Create new file. Drops and add to drags. Drops anagrams before drop complete.
There we go.
Finished editing.
Get out of that by doing the home swipe option to get to the home screen like you would do. And we're out of editing mode. I've heard another feature that's probably coming to iOS 18. It's not there yet, but I've heard a rumor that you'll be able to have requirements in iMessage chats to have admins. So that means only those who are admins can add people or remove them. And those, I don't know if you can, but if that's the case, I would like to see the feature where admins can give other members admin or moderator access to do certain things. So that'd be really cool if that's the case. And another small change is with your Apple ID. So if you go to settings and towards the top, it'll say your name as usual. And then instead of saying Apple ID, it will say Apple account. So that's something small, but other than that, that's makes more sense, I guess, for those who are, they don't get confused and stuff like that. Another feature I found, and I don't know if this was there before, if you do the gesture to go, to the normal home screen or the app switcher, if you keep going up,
Dock. Safari.
you'll hear this.
Yep. For type to Siri.
You have type to Siri, but I'm not going to do that. I personally don't really like the typing to Siri thing because I'm probably not going to use that as much, but maybe it's there just so you don't want to use that. So
Setting.
Let's just try it out. So let's go there. And there we go.
Done. Dimmed.
And I could say, what time is it?
Done. Words. It question mark. Done. Done. Current time, 5:40 p.m.
And there we go. So Siri didn't turn on. Let me unmute,
Brightness,
actually.
0%, mute, lock, mute, switch off. Music.
So let's try it again.
Done. Dimmed.
What time is it?
Done. Done.
So I think for this one, it just shows up.
Current time, 5:41 p.m. Button.
That's that. So let's try another thing.
Done. Dimmed.
Tell me a kid's joke.
Speaking rate. Words. Done. Done. Dynamic island. Tell me a kid's joke. Who does a kid corn like to go to the movies with? Tell me another. Tell me a kid's joke. Button.
So that's what I said.
Who does a kid corn like to go to the movies with? Popcorn. Tell me a kid's joke greater than.
Wow.
Does a kid corn like to go to the movies with? Popcorn. Tell me another.
Wow.
Tell me another. Button.
So let's see. Let's click on tell me another.
Tell me another. Where should you work if you want to tell people their fortunes? The bank. Tell me another. Where should you work if you want to tell people their fortunes? The bank. Tell me.
Wow. That's wow. But that's that.
Square photo.
So guys, there probably are much more newer features in iOS 18, but those are the ones I thought are pretty cool. If there are any new ones that I haven't found out yet and are going to be available soon, I will sure let you know. As I mentioned, the call recording feature probably will be coming at some point, and who knows when that will be. But as far as right now, it's pretty good. As I said, battery life is okay, but I'm pretty sure that will get better as they push more updates out to the public. And once iOS 18 comes out in September, I believe it is, then we should be fine and battery life should be better than what it is right now. If you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. And now for the outro. So that's it for today's video. If you guys have any more questions, please put them down in the comments below, or you may send them to info@TheTechPianoPlayerKid.com. You can also give me a text at 913-312-1325, and if you do not live in the United States, you can text me through WhatsApp and give me a call there as well. I also have a toll-free number that you can use to give me a call at 877-318-8775. Please also follow me and like my Facebook page, The Tech Piano Player Kid, and follow me on Twitter, tech_piano. And you can also join my discussion forum on my website where you can ask questions about technology and help to answer questions about technology for the blind and stuff like this by going to TheTechPianoPlayerKid.com and clicking on the discussion board page underneath the navigation bar menu where you can register for a free account and help to answer questions and ask questions if need to be. Please make sure that you get permission from your parents if you still need to do so before making an account, just to make sure that you're on the safe side and that you don't want to get in trouble because we don't want that to happen. And you can also subscribe to my monthly newsletter if you wish by going to my website, TheTechPianoPlayerKid.com. Again, if need to be, get permission from your parents just to be on the safe side. And you can unsubscribe at any time if you wish, and you have any trouble with unsubscribing or creating an account or deleting your account, please let me know, and I will do my best to help you out. Anyway, that's it for today's video. God bless you all, and peace. The Tech Piano Player Kid is out. Thank you for watching today's video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications, and leave a comment down below. For questions, please send an email to info@TheTechPianoPlayerKid.com. You can also give a call or text at 913-312-1325. And don't forget to like my Facebook page, The Tech Piano Player Kid, and follow me on Twitter, tech_piano. Black background with white text that reads The Tech Piano Player Kid displays on the screen with the same text written to the right in Braille, then fades to black.